You guys, I have to share something with you that I have honestly fallen in love with. This year, through my blog, I was given the opportunity to try Bellamy's Aqua Lumiere. I have the hydrating serum, the hydrating cleanser, and the facial hydrating lotion, and I love every single piece. I suffer from super dry, textured skin, and it has oftentimes looked lifeless and dull. But since I've been using Bellamy twice a day for the past 3 to 4 months, I have become obsessed. My skin is firmer, my skin tone is even, it's bright and clear and soft, and it's amazing. If you haven't tried Bellamy's Clean Beauty, try it. People are raving about this product. You can try it today at bellamy.com/Emmadon.
Welcome to my dining room table.
Yes.
And you guys, welcome back to another episode of the Mommy Wines podcast.
Welcome back, guys.
So we have the most exciting news for you.
So exciting.
So many of you have reached out to us. Everybody has been wanting us to get on, is it iTunes or Apple Podcasts?
I think it's called iTunes Apple Podcasts.
Either way.
Whatever the hell it's called.
We're on it. Ah! Yes! They sent us an email that said, congratulations.
I know, so exciting.
We are approved.
We're approved.
So you can now find us, if you're not listening to us there already, on any of your Apple devices.
Yes. That's so exciting.
I know.
It's so exciting. I immediately told anyone who was standing within 5 feet of me when I got that news.
Really?
I had a handful of people at work, super excited, wanting to listen, ready to, had been waiting. So they all subscribed. They're all listening now. Of course, my friends and family are super pumped.
It's cool.
So cool.
Even when we sat down with Erin Bradley,
yeah.
She was like, can you guys please go on Apple?
Would you just get on iTunes podcast, please?
Well, here we go.
You're welcome.
And make sure to go over and show us some love by giving us a few stars. And by few, I mean 5.
Of course.
And subscribing.
Yes, and write a review.
Yeah, write a review.
Leave us some love.
Write some nice, cute little things about me.
Yes, please do.
About me, I mean, not us, but me. Because I was editing the podcast that we did with your sister, and I was telling Tara about how every time I get feedback from the podcast, even from Mike's mom.
Right.
Everyone is always like, oh my God, we love Tara. She's so funny. We love her.
Stop it.
So yeah, go to iTunes and write some nice things about me. Because we already know how much everyone loves Tara. Your all-time ultimate favorite co-host.
Oh man. Jeez. I'll just eat up that compliment though. That's amazing.
If it's not the most backhanded thing you've ever heard.
We love the podcast. Tara's amazing. And you're like, yeah. I'm standing right here, bitches.
I know.
I'm standing right here.
Nobody's ever told me how amazing I was. But now's your chance to go.
Please do.
Spread the word on iTunes.
Do it. I'll be the first. You know it, girl. I love you.
Oh, my goodness. But this week, besides that, we are coming to you with a new wine review.
I'm super excited about this one.
And it was fun.
Yeah.
So this week, hold on, let me go grab it. Oh my God, I'm coming back. Dude, we're about as professional as the Lady Gang.
Yeah, we are. We're killing it in our professionalism around here, y'all.
So this week we are doing 19 crimes. So Mike's sister told me about this.
Yes.
And I tasted a different version at her house, and it was really good.
Yes. And I've seen these in the store, and actually I believe when we were in Oregon at, what store is that? Cost Plus.
Sure.
They have wine in Oregon at Cost Plus, and they had one of these that literally has a big metal, thing, the paper label, but it's metal.
Ooh. like old world wine.
Yeah.
Like where they like melted metal
Yeah.
onto glass or whatever.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's super crazy. But this one's the hard Chard, so it's a Chardonnay.
It is. And I wanted to compare this Chardonnay
Yes.
to the King's Raven, because you guys, if you have been following along, then you heard us do the wine review on the King's Raven Chardonnay.
The Chardonnay, which is called Tanea's Chardonnay. That's the winemaker's wife. And my BFF for life. Love you, boo.
It's good.
It's really good. They did a great job.
They did. But it's one of the things that I could say is that it didn't taste like any other Chardonnay I've ever had.
No.
It was like a mix of a Chardonnay and like a Moscato.
They did a really, really fantastic job. I'm not a Chardonnay drinker.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Me either.
I could drink the shit out of that wine.
I loved the King's Raven Chardonnay. Now,
They killed
the
it.
19 Crimes is a more authentic.
Right. It's definitely got more of like the buttery color.
Yes.
So it's really yellow.
Very golden.
And it definitely they're called legs when they come down the side of the glass. So how long it takes for the wine to come back down. So it's kind of sticky on the glass. So it's got long legs, I think is what they call that.
Fancy.
Yeah. Which I think is more characteristic of a Chardonnay. So I haven't had a sip yet. I'm going to go ahead and do that.
It's better the more you drink it, which I think is true about everything.
I feel like that's a pretty standard and classic Chardonnay.
Yeah, very traditional Chardonnay. So if you are a Chardonnay lover,
yes, this might be a great option.
But also, if you're going to a party, or if you want something that can be collectible, maybe fun for like a staying in date night, definitely try this, because I downloaded a living wine app, and on the label of all of these wines is a photo of a person. Australia used to be a isolation prison.
Yes, that's how it got started.
Yeah,
that's where they sent all of their convicts.
So these are all convicts with true stories that were all deported to prison in Australia from Europe.
Yeah.
And so you put your phone up to the label, and it's a video. The label comes to life. The label comes to life and tells you the story of her crime and everything that happened to her during her conviction.
So crazy. It's so crazy. So we actually have a video of the video up on our Instagram. So check out the Instagram, which always is Mommy Wines Podcast.
Yes.
And the stories has a picture of the bottle, and then it has video of the label, which is crazy. And I feel like we
should do a highlight.
Yes, we'll highlight it for sure. I think we should do more of these and just have our own 19 Crimes highlight of all of the bottles.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I love how we always come up with these ideas with you guys on the show.
I know. I love it.
We had planned a very elaborate girls' trip to Portland.
We did.
During the episode with your sister that I had to cut out a lot. Because that was a recording that was over 2 hours.
It was a lot of content, most of it not usable, some of it salvageable. I love my sis, but there's a reason why she and I aren't allowed to also be when we do game night, we're not allowed to be team partners.
Oh no.
Because that's kind of the content you get from us, which is usually extremely inappropriate and hours of just talking. But also because I feel like we just live on such a level that we'll be playing games where we have to mold something or draw something. And I'll literally draw 2 lines, and she's like, the Eiffel Tower, and I'm like, yeah, it's literally 3 lines. And people are like, fuck you bitches, you can't be on the same team. So we are banned from being on the same team when it's game night.
That's funny.
But
I think more families should do game night.
I love game night.
I'm
all in.
Maybe I'll try to corral Mike's whole family one of these nights and do a game night.
Do a game night. It's so much fun.
We should. I think that is fun. We were actually talking today about so Milo has very, very, very quickly become entirely obsessed with trains.
Which is to be expected. It's become a big part of his life.
Yes, it's out of control. His obsession is growing so rapidly. So Steph had the idea of putting him, like, all of us getting together, going on Front Runner up to Ogden
Right.
to the Historical Train Museum.
Oh, that would be so fun. He would dig that.
Fun. I just feel like it's going to bring his obsession
Whole nother level.
We have been watching hour-long YouTube videos of, like, machines and trains pushing
snow around. Yeah.
So if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen these on my Instagram story.
Right.
Because it's and he sits there the entire time.
Yeah. And is, like, glued.
The entire hour.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I don't know if I would trade what my kids do. So my kids are a little bit older, and they both, Xavier is enough older now that he's watching other, like, YouTube videos or whatever, but Corbin is still at the age now where he watches other children play with toys.
That is a phenomenon.
It is. And the family that kind of started it all, they are the highest grossing YouTubers on YouTube. They literally open and play with and make videos about toys. They have their own toy line now. We had to hunt down this fucking surprise egg for what holiday did we just have? Not Halloween, Christmas. And
what are they called?
Ryan's Toy Review.
Yes.
They are right. So I feel like that, new level, new devil, right? Like the older they get, they level up to whatever new obsession the thing is.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks YouTube. But thanks, because we've got YouTube channel. Subscribe. Listen. Watch.
We do.
Watch next week. We're gonna be live next week, guys.
We are.
It's gonna be exciting. I thought we were gonna do it today, and so I got my makeup on. And now I got my makeup on. I got all dressed up.
You do look cute, and you're wearing our merch.
I am wearing our merch.
I did not get a t-shirt of our merch, but I did get a sweatshirt. Is it soft and cozy?
It's so comfortable. Like, it is one of my favorite t-shirts, and I think that's a fact because I feel like every other time I see you, I have it
on. You do love it. And she's wearing our Bigger Sips merch, but currently we have our Mountain Moms merch out.
I'm so excited for this.
And that is only available.
I think we've got, 10 more days? 11 more days? Something like that?
It might. Because we do have the merch.
Yeah.
It's over on bonfire.com. And you guys can find it by searching Mountain Moms or Mommy Wines Podcast. Either one.
Yep. And there's links all over the place.
In the description below.
Yes. That's always the best place to find our links.
You can find anything. You can find how I travel for cheap. You can find coupon codes, coupons for The Honest Company, coupons for wine access, $30 off your first wine subscription box.
Get it.
And
links to all the things that we talk about in the episodes.
doTERRA.
Yes.
Or Terra's essential oils. My favorite leggings, my Zaya leggings. You can find all the Zaya activewear in the description box, along with the skincare that we use. Everything we love is in the description.
Everything's in the description. So don't forget to read that, you guys, because that's where we share all the goodness.
We do. We share a lot of goodness down there.
So let's talk about our peaks and our pits.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'll go first because mine's kind of lame. And not lame, but it's one of those weeks, and I feel like these weeks are so few and far between, where when we were sitting down and kind of brainstorming before we started recording, and she was like, well, what were your pits? What were your peaks? And 5 minutes of just a blank stare
out the window,
racking my brain of my entire week. And aside from the really badass news that we are now on iTunes, I was at a loss. I was at a complete loss of my week.
But that's okay.
Right.
I feel like if nothing bad happened, then something good happened.
Right. So that was super exciting. That was definitely not only a professional peak, but also a personal peak. That's really exciting. So like I said, I told everyone I could, totally celebrated it.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was awesome. Guys, this is legit badass.
Crazy.
Awesome. Spectacular. Amazing. I could just go on and on.
Balls.
So then I kind of started thinking, I was like, okay, well, nothing like, aside from that, and then really nothing really terrible happened, but Friday as a whole was just kind of a day. It was just kind of one of those days. Like I had a really long day. I started my week or my day off with an 8 a.m. meeting with like executives and managers. And by 10, I had already attended 4 meetings. I was literally like running around the office. I had to take my jacket off because I was like, I'm hot. And my coworkers are like, because you've been to 4 meetings in 2 hours.
When you live in the corporate bubble of America, it shouldn't be like running a race.
Right. Like I was sweating by 10 a.m. And I was like, what is happening? Either I'm having a hot flash or shit is going sideways. It was more that shit was going sideways just because I'd been to like 4 meetings in 2 hours.
That's crazy.
But that's how my entire day kind of went on Friday. It was just one thing after another, one meeting after another. And because we're getting ready for this big week-long summit next week, and I'm helping plan that. And then, of course, because on top of being, a working woman and a mom, life is like, oh, hey, by the way, you've got this really busy week. Let's also start your period. Because that sounds like a blast.
Do you know what was like the best time of my life is when I was nursing?
Yeah.
No period. My boobs looked fabulous.
Yes.
I ate whatever I wanted and I didn't gain. I was losing weight. Oh my God.
Seriously. But now
nursing was, it sucked and I was sore, but nursing was the greatest.
So Friday, I think I finally got home at like 6:30. So I pulled almost a 12-hour day. By the time I got home, like I had the worst cramps. I had the worst headache. My kids were kind of a hot mess. Joe was getting home late because he had to go to Elko. It was the third day out of the week that he had to travel. He was gone Monday and Tuesday in Denver.
Miss you, Elko.
And so I was just kind of a hot mess Friday night, and I couldn't get in my sweatpants fast enough. I couldn't pour a glass of wine fast enough. I literally it was a race against my own body to like get as comfortable as possible. So I feel like that was kind of my pit for the week, even though
absolutely. That sounds like a hell of a freaking pit.
It sucked. Friday sucked. But all in all, I mean, I had a pretty decent week. How about you?
Well, your house wasn't broken into.
I know, right?
Your kids are still alive. Your office didn't burn down.
Right?
It's a win.
I mean, I feel like when I talk about my pits, sometimes they're like these dramatic, crazy stories, and people are like, how in the hell does this crazy shit happen to you all the time? Like, all the time.
Oh my God,
crazy shit happens to me all the time.
I would be so exhausted.
Now you know why I drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, my turn. Let's see. So, do you want a peak or a pit first? I feel like we should do a pit because
do your pit,
and then we can kind of end on a higher note.
Yes, I love that.
My pit was. This was the second week that Milo has gone to his dad's.
Yes,
and on Friday.
I know.
And I texted everyone I possibly knew who lived in like a 60-mile radius. Heather, you, the neighbor girl who wants to get our kids together to play date. She's Mormon and doesn't drink. Like anybody. Mike's sister.
Right.
Literally everyone. And I'm like, Mike was on a train.
Right.
So he was heading up to Green River. He works for the railroad for our new iTunes listeners.
Oh, yeah.
And then Milo was with his dad. I cleaned my entire house.
Yes.
I came home and I, made myself a little dinner. I worked like a dog on all kinds of things.
Just all the work.
I could not keep myself busy enough.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, like I'm starting to get tired. Maybe I should do something a little bit fun for me because maybe all this working, it's like not distracting me enough.
Right.
From the fact that I don't have a kid, my boyfriend's gone.
Right.
I'm like, this is the first time I've been alone.
Girl, soak it up. So
It
I
was-
would pay money.
It was so terrifying
To be
because
alone.
I live in an apartment complex because when I moved here, I had 10 days.
Just crazy.
So I found an apartment and rented it as soon as I could.
Yeah.
Hate it. But I could hear, like, I kept thinking someone was in my house.
Because you
I
just
heard
hear the
the
noise. Because there's
neighbors.
not like other like white noise going on in your house. Like
Right.
Milo running around or Mike being here. It's just quiet.
I heard every single thing my neighbors did.
Oh. All the things?
It wasn't that good.
Oh, damn it.
But
That would have been exciting.
yeah, so I'm like, okay. I'm like, I can't just work all the time. I'm gonna stop working and maybe like do something fun. Maybe
Yes.
that'll help my mood.
Right.
So I'm like looking around and I'm like, okay, what's fun? What can I do that's fun? So I was like, okay, well, I'll drink.
Yes.
Couldn't think of anything.
Always the right answer.
Everyone was busy.
I know.
So
and
I
I
was
felt
like, okay,
crap.
I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna drink, and I'm gonna watch Letterkenny. Which have you seen that yet?
No, I don't know what that is. You keep saying it, and I don't know what it is.
Mike and I have fallen in love and obsessed with this show. It's a Canadian show.
Okay.
About these people who live in Letterkenny.
So that's the name of a town.
It's the name of a town.
Okay.
And it's so funny.
Is it a reality show?
No.
Okay.
It's a
Is it
comedic show.
Okay.
It's like a show, but it's like played off to be like a.
Got it. So kind of like The Office.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
It's very similar to The Office,
Okay.
Parks and Rec,
Okay.
that kind of stuff.
Okay. I can get behind that.
But it's Canadian, so it's so
Okay.
much better.
I bet it's hilarious.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Okay. Is it?
It's 20 minutes.
Netflix.
We'll watch one episode
Okay.
when we're done with the podcast, and then you can take it to Joe, and you're welcome.
Okay. Fair. Is it Hulu?
It's Hulu.
Hulu.
And I just gave you my login. So
Yes, which my phone is blowing up from both my son and my husband saying that login doesn't work. So we need to try a different one.
Try a capital R.
Okay. All right. Real time tech fixing here, guys. It's happening. Try this. See, what you guys don't get right now is me texting my husband. Capital R-E. We're not giving out your password. Capital R.
With an exclamation at the end.
At the end. Oh, fancy. Okay. All right. Try. Okay. We'll see what happens now. All right.
Okay. I have 3 passwords. So if that one doesn't work, I know what it is.
Okay. All right. Let's process of elimination.
But it's like, okay, so whoever logs into their Hulu, like you set it up and then it's just there
You just
forever.
set it up and it's there. I mean, that's how our Netflix is. I mean, when we moved and we had to reset up our Netflix, like when we got out of the RV and
I bet that
settled
was a
into our
fucking shit
townhouse, I was like, who knows the password? And Joe's like, I don't know. Well, he never knows. I know all of his passwords because he can't remember any of them. So I was like, well, if you don't know and I don't know, we're fucked. Like, we're not getting into this thing. Well, luckily it's not like your bank or any other, like, forgot your password kind of, it doesn't lock you out. You just keep trying and trying and trying and trying. And eventually we figured it out. So now I have it recommitted to memory. So I know what it is.
I used to I'm so organized. And I feel like when you're a mom, you have, maybe not for everybody, but when I became a mom, my organization went through the roof. So when we moved here to Salt Lake, I was, looking around, trying to find a new pediatrician for Milo. And I didn't realize really how small this city was because we had a pediatrician that him and I loved in Elko, but her husband was a surgeon, a big time fancy pants surgeon.
Yeah.
And so they broke their contract in Elko to move back here to Salt Lake.
Okay.
And I was like, oh man, she's all the way up at university. Did I not realize that it only takes me a half hour to get there?
Yeah, totally worth it. Totally worth the drive if you love them.
But I was like, oh no, that's totally I can't do that when I first moved here. Because I found a pediatrician, an apartment, started my job, found a daycare, all within 10 days. Oh, and moved from a different state.
You're amazing.
Sometimes.
Because I've been here since May, and I think the only thing I've done is find Corbin a dentist, by which I've taken and dropped a couple $100 to get his teeth filled.
Oh, God.
That's all I've done.
Listen to last week's episode, people.
Yes. Oh, my God.
But no. So, yeah, like, when shit needs to be done, it fucking gets done.
It gets done.
And, oh, my God, that's one of the things that annoys me so bad about Mike, because I was running late because he turned my alarm off the other morning.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Your new alarm, your new, like, habit alarm.
January 1st, my New Year resolution is to be better and take more advantage of my day. So I've been setting an alarm. He turned it off.
Rude.
And, okay, I sleep like a rock, you guys. Like, it takes an earthquake, a tornado, a siren, a fire to wake me up. Or a toddler.
Or a toddler.
One of those
that
options.
Just happens to breathe slightly off.
Yes.
And you're like instantly awake.
If Milo sneezes in the middle of the night, I'm awake. But my alarm could go off for a half hour.
Don't hear shit.
Don't hear it.
Nope.
But he turned my alarm off. So I didn't wake up in time. I woke up an hour late. So I had to not only get myself ready and get my toddler ready and out the door.
And out the door.
In an hour.
I can't get myself ready in an hour.
So I asked him, I'm like, hey, can you run down to the car? Because we have so many of these coffee cups, okay, that are like to go, like
coffee
thermos coffee cups.
With lids on top?
Yeah, like that one.
Yeah.
Like Coleman and whatever. I got a couple of them from Smith's for like $5. They're amazing. I drink a lot of coffee.
I drink a lot of coffee too in the morning. Actually, I make this bulletproof coffee. It's this keto thing. I pour it straight just in a cup.
I gave up on keto within 5 hours.
I know you did. I'm very disappointed in you.
But it's okay, because I have decided I'm not going to diet, because that's not realistic, because I have no self-control.
No.
I'm just going to tightly monitor, not even that tight, my lifestyle. So instead of having an entire box of Girl Scout cookies, I'll have 5.
Is it that season now? Is it Girl Scout cookie season?
My dealer is in the green.
No.
Slang term if you ever smoked weed in high school.
Right.
But no. Girl Scouts are back in town.
They're back in town. Lord help me.
I know. All that keto.
Out the window.
Out the window. But yeah, so he turned my alarm off. So I asked him, I was like, hey, can you go down and just quickly grab all of the coffee cups out of the car so I can wash them and have my coffee, since I'm now running an hour late.
Right.
I was ready to go before he even got off of the sofa.
Oh my hell.
Man has no hustle.
I feel like sometimes it's like a man DNA thing, because my entire house has no hustle.
No hustle.
No
when
hustle.
Shit needs to get done, when I need to find a pediatrician and move to a different state and all of this shit, it gets done.
It gets done.
If I have to skip my lunch, or if I can't, talk on the phone with a girlfriend for 40 minutes a day,
right,
then that's what it takes.
Yes.
You do what it takes to get shit done. When you're a man,
hustle.
You have no hustle.
No, my husband gets up. I love you, babe. I know you listen.
Mike doesn't, so I can tell him that he has no hustle, and I can vent to you about how he has no hustle because he doesn't give a crap or listen to the podcast.
I can talk shit about my husband not having any hustle, and he listens to the podcast. But I also tell him he has no hustle to his face. But I still love you, babe. But he gets up at like 5 o'clock in the morning just so that he has like well over an hour to sit and drink his coffee and do nothing and be on the internet.
I've
looking at all of the
never
internet
had an
things.
hour to drink coffee.
So I
give myself 15 minutes.
So I used to get up at 5 so I could go to the gym before I got, so I could then come back and get ready and do the hustle.
Mamas, New Year's is finally here. 2019 has arrived. And what does that mean? New Year's resolutions. If you have a New Year's resolution to shed some pounds, get that pre-baby body back, start a fitness journey, or enhance the one that you were already on, do that with Zaya Activewear. One of the most motivational ways I can think of, and it helps me stay active in the gym and stay on track, is getting brand new activewear. There's nothing more motivational than showing up to the gym in brand new activewear you feel comfortable and confident in, that you want to flaunt off. I love getting Zaya Active deliveries. If you haven't heard of Zaya Active before, they are a Utah-based, right here in Salt Lake City, active lifestyle brand, and they have the most incredible leggings and so much more. They have a men's line. They just recently launched Zaya Kids, and they have accessories. Try the Uplift if you haven't already. But if you are looking for super high quality premium activewear, Zaya is your place. You can try Zaya at myzaya.com/Emma Dawn.
What gym do you go to? Because I need to go get a gym membership.
So our townhouse complex actually
it has one.
Actually has
Mine
one.
has
on
one too,
site.
but it's fucking disgusting.
Ours is actually really, really clean. There's never anybody in there, so I can come in with like my 90s gangster rap on blast, just as nasty as I can be. And
are you one of those people who like rocks an Alexa in their pocket? Or do you even have pocket leggings
I
yet?
don't have any pocket leggings yet.
Oh, girl.
I'm getting them.
Pocket leggings are going to change your life.
I can't wait. Because I need something to change my life. And I feel like pocket leggings are going to be the thing.
It was my thing.
But no, I just take my phone in and just have it like loud. Because I'm the only one in there. I mean, it's a tiny little like apartment complex style gym, but I have
a couple of
everything that I need.
treadmills, a couple of electricals, some weights.
Some free weights, some weight machines. You know, I stand there looking at my phone, like trying to figure out what exercise I want to do. So I used to do
really
that.
Great. She is actually from here, but I found her because she's originally from Ohio, and she moved to Salt Lake City. Her name is Whitney Simmons.
Okay.
You can find her on YouTube. You're probably going to want to punch her in the face because she's like
adorable
in her early 20s, and she just has a rocking bod and a super sexy boyfriend, and she has like 1 million subscribers on YouTube, so she's like raking in the dough.
Rude.
But she does workouts and fitness, and you can go into her description box, screenshot the workout that she did in the video, so you don't have to watch the whole thing.
So you don't have to watch the whole thing.
And then that's what I have done.
See, I love that.
I mean, have done as in what I used to do when I lived in Elko.
Okay, right. So I had this routine where my alarm would go off at like 5:15 or so. I'd get up, I'd put my workout gear on, I'd walk across the parking lot, I'd go to the gym, I'd work out, I'd come back, have a cup of coffee, go upstairs, take a shower, get ready, right?
Wow.
So now what I do though, when that alarm goes off, is I get up and I sit on the couch and I drink a coffee for the hour that I should be working out.
And then your belly always feels a little weird when you drink coffee first thing in the morning. So then you're like, oh man, I have to wait for it to digest. I can't work out now.
Right.
Or like you wake up and you're super thirsty, so you chug a bunch of water and you're like, oh wow, I gotta wait to absorb all my hydration.
Right.
Can't work out now.
Right. All the excuses.
And then you're hungry, so you gotta eat, so then you gotta wait 20 minutes.
Right. So
it's a snowball effect.
It really is, and the struggle is so real.
So, okay, today I had, and maybe I can add this onto one of my peaks, but I was running some appointments today because I don't have a kid. My boyfriend just got home like this morning.
Right.
You know, so I'm like, what am I going to do with myself? Might as well work.
Yeah.
I could probably triple my income working every other weekend.
Yeah, when Milo's away and if Mike's on a train.
Yeah,
or
so
not.
I was like, I might as well.
Might as well.
So I decided to work this weekend.
Yeah.
And my last appointment was this lovely little gentleman who was a few months younger than me. I thought he was born in 96, but he was actually born in 90. I was born in 89. I know.
These dates literally cannot compute.
You're looking at me right now.
They cannot compute in my brain. Because I have to do math, like a lot of math, to relate it to how old I am.
Oh, no. So, there are people that I know who are dating people who are 11 years older. So it's not that we could be husband and wife.
We could.
If you were a man.
I liked women.
Oh, right. I forget about that.
Right.
But I met with this guy, and then he called me, like, as soon as I left his house.
Oh, my God.
And he was like, I just wanted to say I had a really good time sitting with you. You were so beautiful.
Yeah, you are.
If you ever wanted to meet me on a personal level, let me know.
So flattered.
So flattered.
Right?
Because, so Mike and I have been dating for, I don't know, since July. And it's now January.
Right.
So,
right. So whatever that math
whatever that is. Sometime in July. I don't even think we have an anniversary because we just kind of
You guys can make one up.
Can we?
Yes.
So, yeah, we might have to, make up an anniversary. But we've been dating since, July. And, we've gotten super comfortable. We joke around and stuff all the time.
Yeah.
But, it's not the cute, oh, good morning, beautiful text anymore. So I was a little flattered.
Well, yes. Yes. I feel like when you get to that comfortable state with somebody and then you have somebody else kind of notice you, it feels really good.
Well, and it's
January. Validating.
Yes,
right?
It's January. Everybody is picking themselves apart, talking about New Year's resolutions.
Right.
So I feel like I'm never feeling my best in January.
No.
Because, it's okay, what am I going to do this year? And you take a good long look at yourself in the full-length mirror, and you're like, I need
That's gotta go. That's gotta go. Those have got to get bigger. Those have to get smaller.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
that has to get smoother.
That's the first compliment I think I've gotten in,
feels so
3
good, right?
years outside of,
right.
Wanting to be my boyfriend. But he's a shy guy. He's not somebody who's overly complimentative, if that's a word. Is that a word?
Now.
Okay, I made it up. You made up a word 6 weeks ago. I can make up words.
I did. Yes, I did. I make them up all the time.
I know this because I edit all of these podcasts. And it's sometimes when we have a super difficult episode, it's literally the bane of my existence.
I know, and I feel so bad sometimes, but then also sometimes I'm like, huh? That's her. That's her. That's your piece of this pie.
I know. It's my job.
Of this pie. I like it.
I'm
glad you do it.
There's always a balance.
Because you do a really good job of it.
Oh, thank you. I try really hard. And
you do. It shows.
Some days or some weeks or some recordings, it's a lot harder than others.
Yes.
Like you, Lindsay. But there's also easy weeks.
Yeah.
And I feel so we did a recording, many of you know, with Erin Bradley.
Right.
She's the CEO and founder of Zaya Activewear.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of audio corruption.
Oh my God, it was so bad.
So bad. So we are re-recording. However, she is on a leadership retreat in Cancun right now.
Oh my gosh. A, jealous.
That lucky lady.
Right. B, I can't wait to talk to her again, though.
I know. She's so great.
She's so great.
So
she's my new best friend. She doesn't even know it. She's so cute.
We tried to get her to we tried to re-record, but it's hard to get 3 moms, 3 women, 3 people to have the same amount of open time.
Yes. Yeah, forget about it.
So it wasn't a thing. So we're going to re-record when she gets back from Cancun.
So stay tuned.
The Zaya Active Leadership Retreat is going on right now.
So cool.
So if any of you want to take free vacations, Zaya Active is a direct sales company, but they have incredible benefits.
So cool.
Some of my friends that I've made through Zaya had just recently gone to the Bahamas. And they posted so many pictures, and it really didn't take that much for them to qualify.
That's so great.
And they were swimming with pigs. And they were having
Shut up!
Yes!
Oh my God.
Yes.
I have heard of this place,
It was
And
like
I
an
feel-
all-inclusive resort. They
I
had so
feel
many activities.
like I need to go. The other thing that I am obsessed with is, okay, I need to have pigs. I also need to have pygmy goats.
How about the ones that you scare and they faint?
The narcoleptic ones? Yes.
I have been looking
Oh my
at
God. And I'm
houses.
putting them in pajamas. So I can't even with my life.
A goat in a onesie?
Right?
Okay.
Right?
I'll take it.
Done.
Any day, I'll take it.
Any day.
So I have decided that I am so high stress. I've always been a high strung person.
Yeah.
And I'm so high stress, I am just, it's affecting negatively things in my life. Like,
Sure.
I'm more irritable,
Right.
I'm more on edge, my attitude isn't as perky as it used to be,
Right.
and it's because I've taken on so many things. And I always have found horses to be a stress reliever.
They're super therapeutic.
They are. They're beautiful,
Crazy
therapeutic animals.
Yes.
And Mike and I have been recently talking about buying a house.
Yes. So exciting.
We are going to move out of this shithole of an apartment,
Yes.
and we are going to rent a townhouse for a year,
Yep.
and then we are going to sit down at the end of the year
Yep.
and with a mortgage loan officer and kind of see where we're at.
Yeah.
And see what we can afford so we can then go with a realtor and get the ball rolling. But I have decided that if it takes an extra day in the field, if it takes an extra 4 appointments, whatever it takes,
Yeah.
I am getting another horse.
Yeah.
And
That's exciting.
So I went up today where I met that very flattering man.
Yeah.
Up in northern Utah, like more northern than like Salt Lake.
Okay.
And you know how it's been like
property up there, right?
a lot of property.
Okay.
It's much cheaper. I currently live in a very
Affluent. I feel like that.
bougie-
Yes. I think affluent is the PC term. Bougie is street.
There's some rich ass bitches who
Yes.
live in my
Yes.
town.
Yes.
And I just I've been looking and looking and looking, and I love my Lowe's daycare, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to stay in my neighborhood.
Right.
And other moms out there, you have to relate with me, because I thought for a second that I was crazy about wanting to choose to live permanently in a neighborhood because of a daycare. But
It happens.
But when you find somebody who is so incredible, your kid is happy,
Yes.
you don't have to go to work and worry if your
Right.
kid is being taken care of.
Right.
That's a huge thing. And
It's a
more
huge weight lifted.
valuable in emotional
Yes.
currency than it is in actual currency.
Yes.
So it was a hard decision, but I drove up out of the Salt Lake Valley today,
Yeah.
and it was birds were chirping. It's a beautiful blue sky, clear clouds.
Got away from the inversion.
The inversion. Okay. I can't.
There could be a whole episode about the inversion.
Past North Salt Lake, you can find beautiful houses, beautiful views of the mountains,
Yeah.
just everything. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah.
You pay a really pretty penny to breathe in this shit-filled air.
We really do.
So my peak this week is that I met up with Mike's parents at the Mountain America Expo Center home show.
Was that fun?
So fun.
Oh my gosh.
I got so many business cards because between me working from home
Yes.
and Mike wanting his long, bougie wish list in a home,
Right.
I was like, okay, I'm going to get a bunch of cards from home builders.
Yes.
Check out their websites.
Yeah.
Who's more flexible, who has floor plans that could fit us, and we might just have to end up building.
Yeah.
Because
Which is exciting too.
it's exciting.
Yeah.
Building a house is exciting.
Super exciting.
Because I want a home office
Yep.
where we can record these podcasts for you guys, and I can do blog stuff, I can do finance stuff, I can, kind of maybe have people over who are in the area, because my agency is on fire.
Nice.
And it's crazy because it's not something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I wanted to get my insurance license reinstated in the state of here in Utah.
Yep.
And I wanted to go to work, make money, come home, hug and kiss my kid,
Right.
put him to bed, drink some wine, and go to sleep.
Right.
I had
Life goals.
no intentions of having a team, training, building an agency here.
So exciting.
But so many moms have reached out to me.
Yeah.
And they're like,
such a great industry to be in if you're a mom.
We don't want to go back to corporate life,
right?
But like I want to go back to work. Like my kids are going to go to school. I'm getting restless, or I want to make money where it can be on my terms. If my kid gets sick, I don't want to feel the stress of possibly getting fired.
Right.
I want to make full-time income, but I'm a mom. I can only work part-time.
Right.
And all of these concerns are concerns that I very quickly solved.
Yeah.
With just reinstating my insurance license and getting my butt up and going to work.
Right.
So I have decided that in 2019, I'm going to focus a lot of my energy on helping other moms and building an agency.
That's so great.
And one of the things whoever listens to this podcast religiously, y'all know I'm a technical hater. Like, I hate technology. I can't stand it. But it really opens up the options of women and moms I can help, because my agency, despite the fact that I'm here in Utah, is nationwide.
Yes. And I love that as women, we have so many options at our disposal where we can help other women.
It's so much different now than when our moms were moms.
Exactly. Like, I remember, so when I was a little girl, my mom was a hairdresser.
No wonder you're, like, obsessed with having the cutest hair ever.
Oh my God, I love you. Thank you. I am kind of obsessed. Because I also know that it's just hair. And you can change the color, you can change the style. It's just hair. It's going to fucking grow. That's what it does.
That's not my view on it at all.
I chop it off, I grow it out, I color it, I do all the things. Anyone who follows me on Instagram, if you scroll back through my feed, I've been a redhead, I've been platinum blonde, I've been
God.
Oh yes. All the things. I chop it off, I grow it out. Like my hair is like an accessory. It's not like a part of who I am. Like, it's just like, oh, I bought this cool new hat. Oh, I went platinum blonde today. It's kind of like that.
It's just on the ride of your
always
womanly hormonal roller coaster is strapped in for fun.
It really is. It's just like, what are we doing today? But I love that we, as women, across the board, whether you are a corporate mom like I am, or you're a little bit more independent corporate mom like you are, or you're like fully independent like Erin is, like I love that we can just rise together in whatever facet makes sense to us.
There's so many options.
There's so many options. And I want more moms and more women to know that if you want to stay home and do the home thing, I support you 1,000%, because that is amazing and I am not wired for that, and I give you a bazillion kudos. But if you're a mom who's like, I'm not. I'm so not. Like, I love to go to work to get away from my kids.
I turned my blog into a business. So I was writing my blog for a passion.
Yeah.
And it was a fun hobby project, whatever.
Right.
It was very personal in the beginning. And I have totally erupted and turned that into a passion.
Which is huge.
Into profit.
Yes.
And because...
And other moms could do that too.
I had no idea what I was doing.
It's amazing.
I had so much more time, though, too, when my son was a newborn.
Oh, yes.
Because all he did was sleep.
Eat, sleep, poop.
Eat, sleep, poop.
That's it. That's their routine.
I had so much
You're
time.
welcome.
My house
I just
was
cracked
so clean.
motherhood of an infant.
My blog was becoming the brand that it is today.
Which is amazing.
I had home-cooked meals every single day. 3 times a day, I would make oatmeal in the morning because I was nursing.
But not like out of a bag oatmeal. Like home-cooked oatmeal.
Sometimes I'd even go crazy and do steel cut.
Shit.
It takes 45 minutes.
Shit. I bet it was so good.
So good.
So good.
Home cooked meals 3 times a day. I packed even Milo's dad a home cooked lunch like every single day.
Jesus.
I was living my best life with a newborn.
Right?
Now that I'm a toddler, though, like the flexibility that my job offers, and just like a lot of jobs across the board.
Right.
Direct marketing, technology jobs.
Technology.
A lot of assistants are now becoming virtual.
Yes.
Insurance and finance jobs across the board are independent now.
So many options. And I feel really, really, really passionate about this. Like, I want women and moms to know, like, if you want something in addition to, I don't want to say more than just a stay-at-home mom, because that's like a big take. In addition
you grew and are now developing a human life. That's a fucking big ass job.
That's a big job. And not to be like belittled in any way, shape, or form. But if you want something on top of that,
there's a certain kind of person.
So many options.
Who is just fueled by projects.
Yes.
Mike tells me all the time that I need to slow down, that I need to take a breath, that I'm stretching myself too thin. You know, this is going to be a little bit crazy, but I'm actually starting another podcast.
Which is going to be super cool.
And it is going to be advice and motivation and tips and tricks and business hacks and how to make your business more professional. And it's going to be geared towards mompreneurs.
Yes.
And moms in business and working moms. However, if men want to tune in,
do it.
Come on over.
Get you some, boo.
That project is going to be releasing sometime soon.
That's exciting.
2019.
Guys.
Like, I already don't have enough to do.
Right. But that's going to be really, really, really cool. That's going to be really great. And I commend you.
You are so passionate, because I think I should have you on as a guest host. Just once.
You just get a little taste of the Tara on that one.
We get you every Wednesday. But, so anyway, back to what I was saying. My home show that I met up with Mike's parents.
Yes.
So they're looking for fittings for like they want to redo their bathroom.
Sure. Okay.
And I'm like, yes, redo your bathroom, because then you're going to sell your house and move in with me and Mike, and you're going to get like so much more money.
Right.
Because so Milo went with his dad this weekend, and I was terrified. I was very uncomfortable. I've always had roommates. I moved out when I was very young. I moved out when I was 16 years old.
Oh my gosh, baby.
I know, I was a baby. I look at 16-year-olds now, and I'm like, get the fuck out of the front seat of that car. You're 12 years old.
Seriously. You have no business driving that car.
You have no business cutting me off on the 15.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so I was 16 when I moved out. And I had always had roommates. And then I went to college, and I had college roommates. And then I met a guy that I thought I was going to marry, and I lived with him.
Sure.
I've always had somebody around.
Right.
And this weekend was the first weekend I'd ever spent by myself. And, I'm not going to lie, I was a little salty. Well, when you and every other person I had fucking met in this city was like, sorry, can't hang out tonight.
I felt like the
choke
biggest
on your
asshole.
Problems.
I felt like the biggest asshole, because there is nothing more than what I had wanted than to come over and hang out with you. Like, trust me.
I understand. I was just like in my own mental
No, I
zone.
get that.
And
I get that.
But
I've been there.
But you know what I learned?
I've been there.
Is that I really don't want to be alone.
Oh. And
I didn't like it. I hated actually.
Really?
I sat in my shower for an hour just sitting on the floor. I didn't know what to fucking do with myself.
Okay.
I had no. I just had no, like, what do you call it? Like, I just didn't have anything to do.
Babe.
I was, like, at a loss. And I love taking care of people. Milo drives me nuts. Okay.
Sure. Well, he's your
two.
son. He's 2.
He fucking drives me crazy.
Yes.
But I love taking care of him. I love cooking him meals. I love meeting with people and protecting them and their families. And I love packing Mike's train lunchbox. And I love going to the store. And I love hanging out with his family and his parents.
And it's so funny because I'm sitting here listening to you talk about that, and it literally gives me anxiety because there's nothing more that I love. And again, I love you, honey buns. But when my husband goes out of town,
I hate it.
And I have like my house semi to myself. Granted, like right now Xavier's here and Corbin's home or whatever, but just to have. And he's listened. He's an avid listener, so he's heard me say this before. This isn't shocking news. This isn't, but I miss when I was a single mom and Xavier would go to his dad's before I met Joe and I had weekends to myself or days to myself. I miss those days.
Oh my God.
I hated it.
I was crawling out of my skin.
And I'm crawling out of my skin going, I would give anything to
train me. That's like Freaky Friday.
You can go be me at my house and take care of my kids and feed my family. And I
think Corbin would like me then.
Maybe. He's kind of a dick. He might not.
A little bit. But, oh my God, it was the worst feeling. I wandered around my kitchen. Aww. I paced back and forth. I was like, oh, I'm going to go for a walk. And then I got to the street and came back. I'm I had no idea what to do with myself because maybe things will change, but that was the worst feeling I'd ever had.
Good news is that in 2 weeks, when Milo goes back to his dad's, I probably won't feel like shit. And I'll be more than happy to come over and hang out with you.
Maybe. I've decided this year, because Mike tells me all the time about how I am spreading myself too thin. I don't prioritize my projects. Oh. I have so many things going on between the podcast, my blog, working, Milo, and all of these things that I'm doing. This week I'm meeting up with a illustrator from Saskatchewan because I've been writing a children's book series.
Yes.
That touches on real hard life issues.
Oh, yes.
Which is and these are all passion projects. I'm passionate about every single one. I want to do every single one.
You want to do all the things.
So I do. I want to do all the things. And I've decided, I have a planner. I'm going to use it, and I'm going to really buckle down and maybe even block chart my time.
Yes, I love it.
And schedule, block schedule my time for each project.
Yes.
This is how many hours I can spend a week on this, and this is when I'm going to do it, and everything. So hopefully, I was actually thinking about this, and Mike has asked me, he's like, so now that we're on iTunes, now that all of these things are happening with our podcast, and it's all happening really quickly.
Super fast.
If I was able to make a substantial living, would I stop doing some of the projects that I'm doing? Would I stop doing maybe insurance? Would I stop? And I don't think I would. I think I would hire an assistant before I quit doing anything because I love all of it.
I absolutely would too. And I don't know how I could split up my time because I'm traditional corporate mom, right? I am basically get up, go to the office.
Yeah, you have your 9 to 5.
Yes.
Which sometimes I envy you, but then other times I'm working in my panties and I'm I don't envy you at all.
I mean, I have a lot of flexibility that I wish I took more advantage of, but I have a more traditional corporate life, but if somebody was okay, if you had to give something up, what would it be? And it would definitely not be this podcast.
It wouldn't be anything. I don't think I could give up anything. I don't think I could give up the podcast.
I love going to work. I love going to work because I love being away from my family enough just so that I miss them so I can go home. Is that terrible?
So when I moved here, I decided to take a job. I thought it would be easier and more financially stable to take a job where I made an hourly wage. And I was a financial advisor. So I could make I could advise people on financial decisions regarding their insurances or their loans or whatever, and I worked at a credit union.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I could do it. Turns out that job had zero flexibility. And you know what? I'm not even bitter about it.
It's just it's that much harder.
It's when you have to be somewhere and you're paid to do a job where you have to be somewhere from 9 to 5 every single day of the week.
Yes.
Just in case business might walk through the door.
Right.
It's not conducive to a mother's lifestyle.
No.
Because when we first moved here, even though we're both in the desert, Salt Lake and Elko are only 3 hours apart. Elko, surprisingly, being the mine country that it is, had beautiful, clear, blue, pollution-free skies.
Yeah.
And when we moved here, Milo and I were both sick, literally for like a month and a half.
It's awful.
He had an ear infection, a virus. He had a respiratory infection that lasted over 30 days and ended up him being hospitalized. Part of that was due to his dad being negligent, but whatever.
The air quality doesn't help.
It didn't help anything. It made everything worse.
It's terrible.
We were both like that. I was sick. I had strep throat. I now have to get my tonsils out because the air quality inflames the issues that I already have with my respiratory system. Right. So now I have to get my tonsils out. And it's a friggin' shit show. So, when you're somebody who can work independently and you have a family and stuff to support, it's so much easier.
So much easier.
But honestly, regardless of whether it's my insurance and the agency or the podcast, my blog, anything that I do that I love, I would really honestly hire an assistant / nanny before I would quit any of my projects.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think it takes a special driven person to do those things. Because there are some moms, I think my cousin is actually one of those moms. Her husband is in the army. She just kind of sits on base and knits. What a glorious life if I was retired.
Sure. Also, I've tried knitting and it is not as easy as they make it look.
It's not that easy. And
my scarf was not straight.
But when
it was terrible.
I couldn't. That would be my good place.
Not be busy.
We've talked about this before, and I think we should compare things to this more often. But that would be my good place.
Yes.
Living in a neighborhood where all of the finances were taken care of.
Right.
And the only thing I had to do with my day was sit at home and knit. That sounds so
I would
relaxing.
Probably stab my eyeballs out with the knitting needles.
I would lose it.
And then stab my ears for having listened to all the moms sit around talking about fucking knitting all day.
Oh my God. It would literally, there are times where I'm like, oh my God, I would just want one day of peace. And this weekend I had that one day of peace. And it was the most miserable fucking thing I've ever experienced in my life. It was water torture.
You know what I love though? I love that you and I come from such different places of passion as far as family time and alone time and commitment time. We have just a couple years between us. Just a couple. But how we can still come together and have such a beautiful motherhood, womanhood camaraderie around life. That is my passion for this podcast.
Oh my God.
To have the women who are oh yes, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I totally hear you, or I don't totally hear you, or I'm a working mom and I totally get it.
I fucking envy you because I'm high strung and to my wit's end most days because I have, and it's a curse that I have these ideas.
Right. I have so many ideas.
Okay. And they're not bad.
They're great ideas.
They're good ideas.
They're fantastic ideas. I love it. I love your ideas. I love your passion.
I feel I'm going to overwhelm you one of these days.
Nope, bring it.
Okay, good.
That's also kind of part of my job is to listen to all of the ideas.
Weed out the bad ones.
And just kind of like prioritize them, right? Like get them in some kind of an order, get them in some kind of like a reasonable, like, okay, we can accomplish this. We can do it quickly. Let's do this one. We can do this, but this is going to take a little bit more time. Like, that's my job. That's what I do.
And I slam her with ideas of future things to do with this podcast today, you guys. Like, it was a little bit out of control.
I loved it, though.
We're now going to start doing more Instagram lives.
Yeah, we are.
We're going to launch a entirely new mini episode.
I'm so excited for that one. I'm really, guys, okay, so you get your hour-ish episodes with us once a week, but we're also going to start doing these little mini episodes. Nap time series.
Oh,
the nap time series. So they're going to be like 15, 20 minutes.
Yes.
And they're going to be like super relatable mom topics. So like, how do you deal with cold and flu season? How do you deal with like sibling rivalries? How do you deal with like co-parenting? I'm really excited.
Mommy advice in a nutshell. So if you're not able to fully listen to all of our episode every week, you can tune in to these nap time mini-series episodes.
Yes.
And you can get 15, 20 minutes. Every mom has that, especially new moms. I'm super jealous. I might just have a baby so I can go back to newborn life. Trust me, girl. The best.
The best.
My hair was the best. My makeup was the best.
My nails, my boobs.
My boobs were the best.
I mean, my vagina was a wreck, but
I had a C-section. But yeah, the mini-series is going to be everything that we have learned being moms. We're going to share all that advice with you.
Yes. We have this platform, which is like banter and chat and like girl time. Yes. But I still feel like there's like nuggets of information that you and I both have that is like super valuable. To moms, new moms, old moms, any mom that we can share. I love it.
I think it's going to be a lot of emotional support.
Yes.
But the nap time episode series is going to be incredible.
It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. And if you guys don't follow us on Instagram, it's Mommy Wines Podcast.
Yes.
Also on Facebook. That's where you can find us across the board. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to go find us and subscribe on iTunes.
And check out our merch at bonfire.com.
Yes.
Search Mountain Moms or Mommy Wines Podcast for our available merch options. All of them are limited edition. Until next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.